Who doesn't love sugar and spice and everything nice? Today's video, we will be talking about some fragrances that fall right into that category. If you're interested, then just keep watching. My name is Ayesha from simplyayesha.com. Here on YouTube, I make videos about fragrance, beauty, luxury, and lifestyle. If those are things you're interested in, please consider subscribing. And if you are a returning subscriber, hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So the fragrances we'll be talking about today are fragrances that are sweet and spicy and very warm. We are finally technically in winter, and so all of these fragrances would be great options for winter, and they will make great options for holiday occasions. I have 15 fragrances to share with you and one bonus. So I'm going to try to get through these relatively quickly. So if there's any that you want to know more about, make sure you leave your question in the comment section below. That way I can take it into consideration for future content. So let's go ahead and get into these fragrances. So the first fragrance I have is from Parfums de Marley, and this is Ther. So this fragrance came out earlier this year, and it knocked everybody's socks off. And I almost included this in my vanilla video, but I decided to save it for this video because I just feel like it falls more into that warm, spicy category. So when I initially spray this fragrance, I get a sweet orange blossom and some spice and something slightly green and aromatic. As this fragrance dries down, the vanilla really starts to come out, and there are definitely some warm spices in here. The spices that my nose can pick out in this seems like there could be some cinnamon and possibly cardamom in this fragrance. But anyway, it gives off that warm, spicy vibe. The vanilla in this fragrance is really, really well done. It's sweet enough, but it's not overly sweet. It also kind of smells slightly boozy. So overall, what I get from this fragrance for the majority of the wear is a vanilla scent with some warm spices, a little bit of greenness, and a beautiful orange blossom. The orange blossom in this, initially when I sprayed it, I didn't really pick it up. However, after actually wearing this fragrance and then smelling it again, the orange blossom really came out to me, and it reminds me of the orange blossom that is in Sauv by Parfums de Marley from the women's line. And it takes on this kind of sultry, addictive nature. I love this fragrance. I think it's perfectly unisex, but I will say if you are a woman looking to try this fragrance, beware of the opening, because to me, there is like a green aromatic note in the opening that could probably turn you off at first sniff. So be prepared to spray this on your skin before you make your judgment on it. So again, this is Ther by Parfums de Marley. So this is from Killian Paris, and this is Angel Share. So as I said, this was gifted to me by Killian Paris. So thank you so much to Killian for sending this out to me. And Angel Share is quite popular. This one is still in the box because, like I said, it was gifted. However, I already had this. Y'all know I had this, right? I love Angel Share. Angel Share is a beautiful, boozy, apple woody scent. To me, this definitely gives off apple pie vibes. This has been my Thanksgiving scent before, and I feel like it fits the bill perfectly. If you have not tried Angel Share, you definitely should, because it is quite popular, and I think that's for good reason. When I first got this fragrance, I didn't know if it will be super popular because to me, it is quite boozy, and a lot of people don't like boozy scents. But I think what makes a lot of women specifically love this is, in addition to that booziness, you have this like grown-up apple pie smell. So it's quite gourmand in my opinion. It's thick, it's sweet, and it has this woody undertone. It kind of smells like oak in the background, but it doesn't become too overpowering. So to me, this definitely is like a boozy gourmand fragrance. Now for me, Angel Share seems like it's gotten sweeter. So now I only really wear it in the winter. I used to be able to wear it when it was a little bit warmer, but I find myself being a little bit more sensitive to really sweet fragrances. And this, although it has that booziness to it, this one is quite sweet. So for me, this comes out to play when it gets cold, but every time I wear this, I love smelling on myself. It actually lasts pretty well as well. So definitely would recommend you getting your nose on Angel Share if you have not tried that as of yet. So again, thank you to Killian for sending me a backup bottle, and this is Angel Share by Killian. This next fragrance is from Amaj, and this is Crimson Rocks. So Crimson Rocks, I just picked up earlier this year, but it's been out, I believe, about 2 years or so. Anyway, this fragrance is all about the spice to me. The most prominent note in this fragrance to me has to be cinnamon. Now, I'm not sure if cinnamon is actually a note, but I would bet money that cinnamon was in this fragrance. But it also kind of smells like there is maybe cedar in here, because cedar wood in particular to me has a very distinct smell. Whenever I smell cedar, I think about those cedar blocks that you can put in your closet. And to me, I feel like I can smell that in this fragrance as well. So in addition to the cinnamon and the cedar, which I feel like are most prominent, there definitely smells like there are other spices in here, but I'm not really able to pick them out. The overall composition kind of reminds me of like Indian cooking spices. Don't think curry, but other like Indian red cooking spices. The first time I smelled this fragrance, I didn't know how to feel about it because I felt like it kind of smelled like a kitchen. However, once I actually sprayed this on the skin and it warmed up, you get those other facets to come out and become sweeter, but the spices are still there. The woodiness is still there. This is beautiful and unique, but definitely not going to be for everyone. It is really well blended. So although I'm saying you're getting like kitchen spices in there, try this out if it sounds interesting to you, because once it is on the skin and warms up, it smells really, really good. You don't smell like you've been in the kitchen all day, but you do get those little wafts of like cinnamon mainly is what I get when I smell this fragrance. It's beautiful though. Again, that is Amaj Crimson Rocks. This next fragrance is from Jo Malone, and this is Ginger Biscuit. So this fragrance I kind of meant to put in my literal gourmand fragrance video. However, I forgot it. But I feel like it kind of belongs better in this video anyway, because this is ginger cookies to me. So there's definitely some spice, there's definitely some sugar, and it's definitely nice. So the ginger in here is bright and zesty, but it smells like ginger snaps or gingerbread cookies. So you get this beautiful kind of bready sweetness to this fragrance. And then it also kind of smells like there could be other spices in here like nutmeg or cinnamon. But overall, this is a very like easygoing gourmand fragrance. It is beautiful. This to me is the smell of fall. I love it. It's not too sweet. It's kind of more transparent. And I've seen some reviews of this saying that it wasn't really what they expected. It wasn't doing enough for them. But to me, if you're thinking about getting Ginger Biscuit and you're preparing to blind buy it, it is a Jo Malone fragrance. So most Jo Malone fragrances are quite transparent. They are lighter wearing, and this falls right into that category. But for me, this makes this extremely easy to wear. And for me, I also get pretty good longevity on this. I get at least about 6 hours out of this fragrance, and this is a cologne. So I find it to work well for me. Mine is in the old bottle, I forgot to mention that, but I do have a backup in the newer bottle that was just re-released this year. But I love this fragrance. It's very comforting, it's very cozy, and to me it smells like fall or the holidays. And although we're in winter, I feel like this just works like from October through February. So again, that is Ginger Biscuit from Jo Malone. This next fragrance is from Mansera, and this is Amore Cafe. So I just did a whole video about this fragrance, so we're not going to spend much time on it, but I did want to mention it because I felt like it fell into this category. So long story short, this fragrance is a sweet vanilla and coffee mixture. The coffee in here smells like coffee, but it's not like black coffee. To me, this gives me more of a vanilla latte vibe, but it is beautiful. It's a very cozy, comforting scent. Perfect for this time of year. Definitely one you should check out if you like these type of fragrances, but check out my video first before you blind buy this, because there are some cons to this fragrance, but it is a beauty. So again, that is Amore Cafe from Mansera. The next fragrance is from Initio, and this is Side Effect. So this fragrance is gorgeous. It is a dream for a person who loves boozy scents. So when I smell this, I get this beautiful rum. It smells like, to me, it could be cognac. I don't know. I always get the two mixed up in fragrance. But to me, it smells like a beautiful, sweet, dark rum mixed with a little bit of a leathery touch and some saffron. It is gorgeous. This doesn't smell foody, but it definitely still falls into that sweet and spicy category, because there's some spice in here as well. I didn't really say that, but there is some spice in this fragrance as well, but not too much. Overall, it's more of a sweet, boozy, leathery scent with some additional spice in there. It is beautiful. This one is date night appropriate, but it's not super, super loud and obnoxious. This is one that, I don't want to say it sits close to the skin because it doesn't, but it's just very like all round edges, very smooth, very elegantly done, and quite addictive. So again, this is Side Effect from Initio. This next fragrance is another one from Initio, and this one is Blessed Baraca. So this fragrance to me is kind of similar to Side Effect. Not that they smell exactly alike, but they definitely smell like they're in the same family. So this one does have like a burst of spice at the beginning. And the spice in this to me, again, smells like cinnamon, but it also kind of smells like there could be a little bit of saffron in this fragrance as well. And then it also smells a bit boozy and like there could be a leathery touch in this fragrance. So I know this kind of sounds like Side Effect, but when I compare the two, Blessed Baraca is definitely spicier than Side Effect. And although both fragrances I would consider to be dark, I feel like Blessed Baraca is darker. I don't really know how to describe that, but hopefully y'all feel me. Like, they're both deep scents, but Blessed Baraca seems to be a deeper scent, although I do pick up more of a leather touch in Side Effect. They both are beautiful scents. Do you need both of them? That's up to you. I don't feel like they're a duplication in my collection. I feel like I would use them both like interchangeably, but to me they smell different enough to have both. So again, that is Blessed Baraca from Initio. The next fragrance is from Chanel, and this is Mandel. So this fragrance is relatively new to my collection, but I absolutely love it. When I smell this, I get like a warm, spicy, ambery scent, and definitely some patchouli. But the patchouli in here smells like it's just here to ground the fragrance. It doesn't smell extremely earthy, but I definitely feel like I can pick it up quite easily. It is gorgeous. The spices with the ambery warmth is just like top notch. There's something really unique about this fragrance that I haven't been able to put my hands on. And it has this like sort of brightness to it. A lot of Chanel fragrances use aldehyde, so I'm wondering if there's aldehydes in this that is giving it that bright feeling. But this is gorgeous. I've only worn it one time, but y'all, I love it. I love this fragrance, and I can see this being like a winter staple. So again, that's Mandel from Chanel. The next fragrance I have is from Maison Francis Kurkdjian, and this is Grand Soir. So this fragrance is my go-to amber scent. Whenever I think about amber fragrances, I think about this fragrance. It to me is like amber done the most perfect way. So it's an amber scent, but it also smells like resinous. It smells like it has a little bit of a vanillic touch to it. It's warm, it's cozy, it's so good. And to me, when you see the notes on this fragrance and you hear people describe it, I feel like that's not the full story. This is one you have to spray on body. Smelling it on paper, you may think it leans masculine. I've heard people say it smells like an old man, but on the skin, it warms up and does what it's supposed to do. And I love this fragrance on me. It's quite enveloping without being loud and harsh and obnoxious. It is a beautiful fragrance. And if you're into amber scents, I feel like you should at least get your nose on this. So again, that is Grand Soir from Maison Francis Kurkdjian. This next fragrance is from Guerlain, and this is Tobacco Honey. So Tobacco Honey is relatively new to my collection, but y'all, I love it. And the honey in here is very prominent. So at first spray, I get like a blast of sweet, intense honey. And the honey in here doesn't smell like grocery store honey. It smells like honey that you got from a farm stand. It is beautiful and delicious smelling. And then you have this tobacco that is a little bit spicy, but it's not like overpowering. The tobacco in here smells like very refined, like something that hasn't been smoked yet. It's not like a smoked tobacco, but like a very high quality tobacco that you would put in a pipe or something. I don't know. I've never smoked a pipe or anything like that. But But that's what I would imagine. It smells so good. And again, this is a very enveloping scent, and it just makes you feel warm and cozy, but it also can go like date night. It is beautiful. It has a slight bit of a powdery touch that I feel like makes it like easier to wear. It's just all very soft, and not soft as in like people can't smell it. That's not what I mean. I mean soft as in the texture of the fragrance. Beautiful. So again, that is Tobacco Honey from Guerlain. This next fragrance is from Armani Privé, and this is Magenta Tanzanite. So this fragrance, I waited a long time to get. When the promo images started coming out for this fragrance, it was not available in the US, but I would say probably within the last 6 months, it kind of became more readily available here for us, and I picked it up and I love it. So this is a spicy, like cardamom, coffee, vanillic scent. It is dark, but it's not like overly dark. And then the sweetness in here is just really well balanced with the spices in here. It's beautiful. The coffee that's in here is not overpowering, but it definitely is there. And to me, it just gives it more interest. This is a beautiful scent. And I think if you love cardamom, then you would probably love this scent, because the cardamom in here is prominent, but it's not like too powerful. So to me, although it's a really prominent note in this fragrance, it doesn't take over the fragrance and just become like a cardamom bomb. Hopefully that makes sense. But it's beautiful. Would highly suggest getting your nose on this if you're a cardamom lover, especially if you're a cardamom coffee combination lover. So again, that is Magenta Tanzanite from Armani Privé. This next fragrance is from Bond No. 9, and this is Chelsea Nights. So this fragrance is a kind of dark, nutty, spicy scent. It does have some sweetness, and the sweetness in here kind of smells like it could be coming from like chocolate or like cocoa powder. But in my opinion, it doesn't get like too gourmand. So it doesn't smell like Nutella, because I know that kind of just sounded like I described Nutella, but it doesn't smell like that. This definitely has a bit of a perfumey edge to it, like I find is common in Bond No. 9 fragrances, but it's gorgeous. This gives you that gourmand touch while still smelling like fragrance and still giving you the sweet, spicy vibe that you may be looking for. Now, although this is called Chelsea Nights, I don't think this is like only a nighttime fragrance. I actually find that this works well in the daytime as well, especially as it's colder. Now, if it was summer, probably would stick to nights. Before the cool to cold weather, I find this to be pretty versatile, because I could picture myself wearing this during the day and then going to happy hour and then going out and then going out for dinner that night, and it would work well for all 3 occasions. So again, that is Bond No. 9, Chelsea Nights. This next fragrance is from Givenchy, and this is Pie. So this is an old school fragrance that I recently rediscovered, and I am loving it. So you can tell by the liquid, right? This is like an ambery scent. So it's ambery, it's spicy, it's sweet, but it doesn't smell like food. I also kind of feel like I can pick up a bit of almost like a licorice vibe in this fragrance, and I know that may scare some of y'all off, but to me it doesn't come out too strong. But I feel like I personally could pick up some sort of like licorice. I don't even know if that's a note, but it smells like a licorice note is in here to me. And this also has like some herbal touches at the top. However, again, this is one you need to spray on the skin, because I feel like on paper it smells a bit more masculine from those herbal notes that you get at the opening. However, on the skin it warms up. I get a beautiful, warm, spicy, cozy scent out of this. So again, that is Pie from Givenchy. This next fragrance is from Ther, and this is Starlight. So Starlight, first of all, the bottle's beautiful. Can we get a moment for the bottle? Starlight is for cardamom lovers. If you are a cardamom lover, you need to get your nose on this. What I get from this is definitely cardamom number 1 up front, mainly a cardamom scent in my opinion. However, there's definitely something sweet in the background of this. I don't feel like it's vanilla though. It kind of smells like it could be like honey, but nothing like overpowering, but it definitely gives it this sweetness. gives it a playful nature. And then there's also some soft spices in here. Now the spices in here I feel like are very well blended, but they smell like warm spices that just give this fragrance more interest. Whenever I smell this fragrance, I think of it as a sweater. Not that it needs to be worn in cold weather, but it just feels so like soft and cozy, like a sweater. The way it lays on your body, it's like a cashmere sweater, y'all. It smells so good and delicious without smelling like food. It is just intoxicating. This is one of those fragrances that I wear for myself. It's not extremely strong in my opinion, but it's one that just envelops me and gives me a cloud of fragrance all day. So again, that is Starlight from Xerjoff. This next fragrance is from Alexandre J, and this is the Majestic Amber. So this is an amber scent. However, that is not the entire story on this. So the amber is there and it's prominent and it's warm, but it is not thick and heavy like a lot of amber fragrances can be. To me, this fragrance opens up sweet, like definitely something fruity, floral in the beginning mixed with this amber. So it's kind of hard to explain for me, honestly, because it gives you this fruity floral vibe with the amber, but it's not like your typical fruity floral. The fruit that's in here smells like a peach, because I feel like this gives me almost like peach gummy rings mixed with amber and some nondescript florals in the background. This is beautiful. It's interesting, and I think this would work for a lot of women who may not necessarily love ambery scents because they tend to be thick and heavy and dense. If that's you, you may want to get your nose on this because I find this to be quite unique. If you're the fruity floral girl normally, but you want something like different and deeper and just interesting, maybe get your nose on this. I don't think I've ever heard anybody talk about this, and I ended up ordering it on a whim, but I really like this. I've only worn it like maybe once or twice, but it's beautiful. I can't tell to you about longevity or anything like that because I really don't remember, but the way it makes me feel is just beautiful, warm, without doing too much. So again, that is the Majestic Amber from Alexandre J. And then the last fragrance I have to share with you is my honorable mention, and this one is from Dior, and it's Ombre Nuit. Now the reason that I decided to make this an honorable mention is because it's an amber fragrance, so you would think it's like sugar and spice and everything nice, right? But this is, if you don't like much sugar, just a tiny bit of sugar and spice and everything nice, then this will work for you. So to me, I don't really classify this as really being a sweet amber scent. I think of it as just more like a drier amber and spice. However, this is quite popular. So I wanted to mention it because I know a lot of people love this. And if you're looking for like a warm, spicy scent that's kind of in the same ballpark as the rest of these fragrances, but you don't really jive too much with sweet scents, then you probably want to check this out. The spices that are in here definitely smell like cinnamon nutmeg mix, and then a warm amber, but everything is quite like well blended in this fragrance, quite transparent, easy to wear. This is the type of amber scent that I feel like you can wear year round because it's not extremely heavy and it's not really sweet and it's not dense. It wears pretty transparently on the skin, but it stands up to cold weather too. This is one that you could travel with that I feel like would kind of work for any occasion. It's serious, but it's not like stuffy. Hopefully that makes sense. So you could wear this on like a casual t-shirt and jeans day, but you could also dress this up and take it to a formal occasion. So I personally wouldn't wear this on a date night because I don't really feel like it does that for me specifically. But if I smell this on somebody and they were on a date, I wouldn't think it smelled out of place. Anyway, that's my honorable mention, Ombre Nuit from Dior Privé line. So those were my sugar and spice and everything nice fragrances. Let me know what you think of these fragrances. Have you tried any of them or any of them on your wish list? And maybe if you're gonna pick one of these fragrances to wear to like a holiday party or to wear on Christmas or something like that, let us know that in the comments down below. I think that'll be a fun conversation to have. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I upload videos every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, so I have tons of content for you to check out on your free time. Also, check out my website. Over there I do talk about fragrance, but I also talk about other things that I love. Get on my email list over there so we can stay in contact that way. Also, if you want to connect with me more, follow me on Instagram. I'm in my stories almost every day, and I love to chat with y'all in my DMs. Also, your girl got a TikTok now, so follow me on TikTok. Over there, we're keeping it real chill, very easy, fun content. So definitely check me out on TikTok if you're on that app as well. I hope you all enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.